What's going on, guys? Today we're going to do something a little different. I decided to take a break from my projects and talk about some cars for a change. Anyway, like many of you, I get tired of cars pretty quickly. That's why I keep buying them. And I have some experience with the E36 platform, M3 in particular. So today I'm just going to show you how I go about shopping for cars. I begin my search by looking through popular car listing sites such as Car Gurus. I don't know why Car Gurus, I just like the layout. And right away I did the search for 500 miles around my area. I'm in Ohio. And you can see that the price range is 7,000 to 150,000. Obviously this 150,000 price tag is an outlier. This is actually for the lightweight edition, which those are pretty collectible. The values have just skyrocketed in those. But normally, you would pay around $7,000 to $20,000 for an E36 M3. I would shoot for something in a $10,000 to $12,000 range because you're gonna have cars there that aren't necessarily garage queens, but they shouldn't have much in terms of rust, and they should be pretty well maintained, maybe with some records, and they should be cosmetically presentable. If you're looking for something for more of a project, then you should be able to find one for $7,000, maybe even less. For the purpose of this video, I just picked out 3 cars that I will talk about, and I'll show you which one I would buy personally and explain why. So as you can see, I started with Car Gurus again, and I put my price range between 10 and 16,000. Like I said before, this is what you should expect to pay for a reasonably well-maintained car with no major cosmetic or mechanical issues, and obviously something with clean title. And I'm a huge proponent of buying cars with a clean title because after you get sick of this car, it's going to be a lot easier for you to resell it. So without further ado, again, I'll just say that my preference is to buy cars from private parties, especially used cars. But we don't have any used cars available here that are from private parties. So this is what we have to work with. So right off the rip, I'm gonna eliminate the convertibles. I'm not a huge fan of convertibles. I mean, if you are, great. You can save yourself just a little bit of money on nicer examples. I'm not gonna look at the one with no picture. The car yellow one is nice, but 235,000 miles, and it's 1995, so it has the S50 motor, and looks like it's been slightly modded. So out of this list, I would pick this one, even though I hate black cars. Because it still has reasonable mileage for the age, and it's at 12.9. I'm sure you can talk them down to 11.5 or 12. So let's see what they offer. Rattle canned calipers, I don't like that. It's a sedan, which is awesome. They're definitely harder to find. Oh, we got a common issue of sagging glove box. Not too difficult to repair. The engine bay has been thoroughly detailed. You can see that very clearly here. You can see some wear around the steering wheel leather. But I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. You know, with this mileage, it looks pretty reasonable. And I'm also willing to bet that the headliner is sagging. They all are. Could definitely use a nice detail. You could see some scratch marks here. I love these M contour wheels. I don't see any corrosion in this car either. The underside looks great. Seems like a well-kept car. Let's take a look at the details. 6 owners. Not unreasonable for a car of this age. The only problem with this car is that it doesn't appear to have any records of any maintenance. So if you buy something like this, you want to budget a few grand just to get it up to snuff mechanically. This means suspension work and cooling system. The prices are gonna vary quite a bit depending on whether you do the work yourself, and it also depends on the parts that you're gonna use. Alright, so we have this for 12.9. Here's the next car that I found. And this car I found on the forums, and it is a 1995, but it wouldn't really detract me from buying a car like this. So it's a 1995, it's black, it's a coupe, which I'm not a huge fan of coupes. You know, I prefer sedans, but whatever. So this guy owned the car for the last 10 years and bought it from his best friend's brother-in-law, who bought it as a 3-year-old off lease from a dealer. So we have what, 3 owners here, and there's this nice little write-up, which I actually love it when people put together ads like this. It usually means that they're pretty honest and upfront. The car does have 272,000 miles, which is a lot, but I'm gonna spare you all the reading and the details. But basically, this car has a rebuilt top end of the engine. It has a new cooling system. It has totally rebuilt suspension. The interior is well sorted. The headliner has been replaced. The door seals were replaced, which are, by the way, door seals. You would think it's something cheap, but no, it's about a grand for a pair if you can even find it. The clutch has been replaced. The window regulators have been replaced. This seems like an awesome car. Disregard the mileage. One thing I don't like is that this poster didn't provide any pictures of the interior, but according to the description, most of it has been redone. Look, he even removed the sunroof cartridge to rebuild it because it had a rattle, which is pretty common in these cars. Headliner has been redone. Let's see. Well, okay, he does say that the seats need to be recovered. So he's looking at $9,000 cash. So you can probably snag this thing for about $8,000, which I think is a spectacular deal for a car that had this much work done. So this brings me to the last car that I've located for this video, and this one is pretty local to me. The owner is asking $8,900. It's a 1995 and it's a coupe. The car does have 205,000 miles. It's stick, and it has a pretty rare Daytona violet exterior and mulberry interior, which again, it's really hard to find. Let's see. We have some upgrade injectors, clutch fan delete, electric fan with switch, rear pushing lowering springs. Missing a headliner, ABS light is on, airbag light is on. No mention of cooling system or much of any suspension work except for some items in the rear. And lowering springs, I don't like the sound of that. So based on the description, it sounds like it might be somewhat of a hoopty, but let's see. Oh, it does say that the motor was rebuilt by previous owner. I don't like it when I see something like this, when it's not documented, and it doesn't appear that it is. If I was gonna look at this car, I would definitely ask that question about documentation before I go out and waste my time. So let's look at the pictures. So right away I can see that it's looks like it might be missing a muffler, and this diffuser is popping off. Front end, I don't like this. This looks kind of sloppy. You can get a blank out panel for a couple of bucks. It's not expensive at all. I don't see much corrosion. Usually you see it here and on this panel here of the trunk. These pictures are pretty terrible though. Oof. Speakers exposed, glove box sagging. I don't know about these floor mats. Obviously ripped seat. You can get this fixed, but yeah, I'm not too thrilled about this car. To be honest with you, it looks a bit rough, and I think 8,900 price tag is a little optimistic. So there you have it. If you like my video, please subscribe to my channel. If you have any feedback or if you have any questions about the E36 platform, please don't hesitate to ask. I always love getting emails from you and comments, and I do my best to always reply to them in a timely fashion. Take care.